Hello, boys and girls. I am Miriam D. Pollock, and I am the host of the Miriam D. Pollock Show. And the reason we are here, honey, we are here to talk about episode 5 of P Valley, okay? Now, there's some spoilers here, so if you have not seen the show yet, I advise you to go take a moment or two, and we'll wait for you, and you come back, and we will talk about the show. Number one, we have a divorcee, and we do not know who this lady is. This is a new character to the show. We've never seen her before, but she is making it rain on the ladies of the Pynk, and she's making it rain hard. She has just divorced her husband, and she's got cash to burn and plenty of bags to pick up, okay? And she does it so much till she passes out in the club, okay? And we find her the next morning, and she is still in the club. Uncle Clifford finds her in the club, and they also find out that foreclosure slip on the door, okay? They found a foreclosure slip on the door, all right? And the ladies of the Pynk do not know what to do, and not only that, Clifford passes out on the ground, and nobody even helps to get him up, honey. Now we see Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda together, but we're gonna talk about that a little later because that is so juicy. We gotta talk about that a little bit later, okay? But then what's next up is we find Mercedes in jail for beating the hell out of her mama. And not only that, they are in the same cell, okay? But as you see, Mercedes' mama is a performer just like she is, honey. She gets up and she gets her church on right in the middle of the jail, trying to make Mercedes forgive her. And not only that, she drops a little information for us. Not only is the woman that's taking care of Terica, Mercedes' daughter, taking care of Terica, well, it turns out that Mercedes had an affair with Shell's husband, and that's the result of the affair. So this woman is taking care of her husband's child by another woman. Now, today, that might be unheard of, but back in the day, honey, that used to happen all the time, okay? So I wasn't surprised, but it was nice and juicy for the show, for sure, okay? But after all that praising, after all that telling everybody to come to Jesus, Mercedes still ends up telling her mama, "You are dead to me, dead." And after all of that, then we see Uncle Clifford running all around town, running to the sheriff's office, running to the barber shop, trying to figure out what's going on with this foreclosure slip that's on his door. And nobody doesn't have any information for him. Okay? And the mayor, played by Isaiah Washington, oh, he is a mess. It is so funny to me. What I find so interesting about this show is that the upper hierarchy of this social structure in this show are the real ratchet people, okay? And the lower hierarchy of the social structure in this town are actually the more civilized people deep down as far as their character and compassion about other people. And they take care of each other and they look at each other as a family at the Pynk, right? But I just thought that was so interesting. Isaiah Washington is just playing the hell out of that ratchet mayor that they have in this little Mississippi town. And I'm not even going to mess up and tear up that name because this is a name worth tearing up, okay? So that was that. Clifford running all around town. Why I got this slip on my door? Well, you have slips on your door for foreclosure when you don't pay your bills. How you think you're gonna not pay your mortgage? your first mortgage, your second mortgage, your third mortgage, however many mortgages you have on this property, how do you think that you're not going to pay the mortgage and they're not going to put you out? I don't understand. I mean, like, what is really happening? What are you thinking, Clifford? So, as for Mercedes, she thinks her girls got her out of jail. But guess what? They didn't have the loot to get her out. They didn't have enough bag to get Mercedes out of jail after they racked up all those charges from warrants and unpaid parking fees and all that stuff. She just running around town just not paying stuff like she bad like that, right? But guess who gets her out? Okay? Miss Autumn Night. All right? So at first I was thinking, well, okay, maybe she like trying to be compassionate, trying to be sweet, trying to have a heart. No. Of course, Autumn Night, aka Haley, needs something and wants something. Cause see, the check casher store has stopped her transfers of money, right? So she needs Miss Mercedes to help do some more transfers, and she's gonna pay her for it. But I'm telling you, Miss Autumn Night, that trick, she better be careful, honey, because there's a little mysterious man walking around. Did y'all see that? Asking questions at the sheriff department, looking at the computer, looking at all the transfers. And she's not just transferring like 1,000 here or 2,000 there. That chick transferring almost $9,000 every time she makes a transaction. Now, why would she think that somebody will come looking for their money, okay? She bold and she brave too, but she gonna learn today or maybe next week, probably next week. We'll see what happens. We haven't seen his face yet, but I got this feeling that's that dude that she was calling about, right? Asking had he turned up, had his body turned up. Okay, we're gonna see what happens to her when he comes on the scene, when he makes himself known. Okay. And then we find out that Mississippi's baby's daddy is a white baby's daddy, okay? Now I was wondering, I kept looking at that baby. I said, that baby's hair is mighty curly. So, of course, it could have been a black baby. Black babies have curly hair when they're first born, right? Some of them do. But I was like, we got some silky silk going on with that baby's head. But anyway, Derek shows up to tell Mississippi that he has a job now. And she don't have to keep stripping in the club. But I don't understand, guys. I don't understand this. Why do you think? Well, I don't know how they met. I don't know if he met her in the club. I don't know if they high school sweethearts. I don't know what the deal is between them. But some guys, they always want to do this knight and shining armor thing, and they want to rescue the damsel in distress. Well, you could be but if you're going to do that, you have to be a real knight in shining armor. And that means your armor got to be shining and gleaming like Mr. Clean Head, honey. That means you got to have the loop. You got to have that bag to take care of that chick, to get her to stop stripping in the club. Now, who is going to walk away from close to $300, $400, $500, $600 a night in tips, depending on how bad that body is? Who's gonna walk away for that? Who's gonna walk away from that? He talking about he got his job back at the shop. What kind of shop? Is it's the truck shop? Is it the car shop? Whatever shop it is, I bet you it is not enough for her to stop working. not working her job, making the money that she's making. Did you hear what she said? Derek, it pays the bills. It pays the bills, Derek. Whew. Well, lo and behold, I mean, this episode was really, really kind of laid back, and I was okay with that. It was laid back. It was more about the interaction with the characters, and we would get more reveals of the characters and who they are. And what I am seeing is that, like good writers do, these characters, they're not all bad and they're not all good. They are bad sprinkled with a little good and good sprinkled with a little bad, what makes for interesting drama in a show, right? But this thing, okay, this thing between Clifford and Lil Murda, oh, I mean, Lamarcus to Clifford, okay? I don't know what is going on, but this relationship just feels so sweet to me. Okay? It just is so interesting. And both of these actors are so strong. It's like there's this little chemistry that's going on there. And I am here for it, okay? So little murder, Lamarcus. He come up in the camp and he's like, hey, look, you know, that thing was so good last night. I wanted to go a second time. I woke up and you were gone. Okay. So Clifford proceeds to tell him that they can't show all these public displays of affection, that it could get them killed in a little town like that in Mississippi. But Lamarcus, he don't seem to care. He don't seem to be feeling that. He acting like he's a little sprung, right? He acting like you're a little sprung. He acts like he's a little sprung. Then he turn around and he kind of like takes control of the situation, right? But I like to give a big shout out to the actor who plays Lamarcus, J. Alphonse Nicholson. I don't know, man. I see why Clifford acting the way he acting and feeling the way he feeling, because every time Lil Murda is on the screen, he just kind of do something to me, you know what I'm saying? So he is definitely playing his part, and he is definitely playing his role, okay? But what's so interesting is there's moments where there's shift in power, and I actually kind of like that. Clifford, he talks to Lamarcus, aka Lil Murda, like almost in an older brother kind of direction, you know, inflection. Okay. And then Lil Murda turns around and like, hey, I'm I'm young, but what did he say in the other episode? I'm an old soul, okay? And he takes charge when he needs to take charge, and it's not arrogant, it's not pushy, it's not over the top. Just like when Mississippi caught them and they unpublic display of affection, he tells Clifford, "I'll handle this. Let me take care of this. I got this." And Clifford's like, okay. I felt you, Clifford. Yeah, I would have been like, okay, boo. Okay, I'll let you take care of that. Yes, boo, take care of that. All right? Okay. So, anyway, what I would like for you guys to do, that's it for this episode. And I might have left a couple of things out, but you guys watch the episode and you tell me what you think. But in my comment section, I want you guys to think about three things. Think about three things for me. I want you to think about number one, is mama always right? Should Mercedes give her mama another chance? I think Mercedes been giving her mama chances all of her life. Okay? So is what that lady said in the jail, no matter what your mama do, you don't disrespect your mama. Is that real? Is that true for you guys? Leave that comment in the comment section. Number two, who do you think the mysterious guy is? It's a little, I don't want to say it's obvious, but we'll see. We'll see who it is. And number three, tell me about what you think about this relationship between Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda. Tell me what you think. All right. So do me a favor, like this video if you liked it, hit the bell button, and I'll see you next week for episode 6 of P Valley.